I would move on to the first speaker that I understand is Alice Polo.
Good morning, everyone. I hope you can hear me now.
Good morning, Alice. Yes, we can hear you.
So,
Thank you.
good morning. So thank you for your introduction and thanks for inviting the Commission to say a few words on this event. So I will start from the broader picture and I will guide you through what from the Commission side means rail transportation in the European Union and the wider context. So we all know, we have all heard about the Green Deal, which was issued by the newly established von der Leyen Commission, and it calls for 90% reduction in greenhouse gas emission. And the role of transport is quite big because we should reduce by 90% by 2050. And for this reason, the Commission adopted a strategy for sustainable and smart mobility the following year with concrete steps to be achieved by the transport sector in general in order to meet the Green Deal objective. So, but what does that mean for rail? Because we already have a very green, the greenest actually transportation mode. However, we lack on some other side. So the objective for rail can be summarized as follow. We want to achieve the accomplishment of the technical single European rail area and also the accomplishment of the single rail market. We want to make rail infrastructure and vehicle more affordable. We want to digitalize in particular the processes of mobility and railways and also integrated mobility. We want to improve the energy consumption and reduce also its use, and we also want definitely to achieve accessibility and a better system for ticketing. The objective of the sustainable and smart mobility strategy are very broad, and you have already mentioned those actually in the introduction speak. We want mobility to be more sustainable, we want it to be smart, and we want it to be resilient. But how to achieve that? So we have here, as you can see, railways accounts for a very small part of the greenhouse gas emission. However, what we need to achieve is a better share of modal sharing. And that's why digitalization is a key aspect to improve in our sector to have more share of passenger and freight traffic. But where are we with railways? So these are some key facts and figure. Data from this implementation are from 2020, so it has slightly increased. However, they are still valuable. So we can see some figure, and what is more important to look at is the modal share. So we have only less than 8% of passenger and 17% of freight. So definitely this is the area that we need to improve the most. How we are trying to trigger this from the Commission side. So I work in the technical unit dealing with the interoperability and safety. And so from the technical aspect, we try to gradually move from a jeopardized and diverse network towards an integrated and European network, so the famous single European rail area. Our tools here, of course, you know very well, they are the technical specification for interoperability and the common safety methods that are gradually taking over the national rules and national procedures. We are working hard to improve those, and however, we have not yet, of course, reached yet the full implementation. If we would already have a full TSI compatible network, conform network, then we would have almost gone towards the left picture, right hand picture, but we are not there yet. And how can we achieve that? So it was a gradual, as you can see here, transition from the first rail market legislation towards 2016 fourth railway package with opening of the market, opening of the freight and international passenger service, and at the same time giving the right technical tool to achieve uh, this. But what can we see? Did we really achieve what we want to achieve, which were increase the volume in freight and passengers? So we can see that in the years, the volumes have increased slightly. However, if we consider that the gross volume has increased, the model share has not increased, even it in some cases has decreased. Of course, we see 2020 with the COVID pandemic, the numbers that have dropped, and now of course are back to this trend that we had before 2020. But this is really where we have to work to improve our position in the transport area. If we see at where we stand with cross-border traffic, freight, of course, has a higher percentage than passenger, because okay, of course that speaks by itself, but if we look at how little the passenger traffic is, then we really need to work with our European network. And the goal we have from the Commission side is that we want to have cross-border passenger and freight train as easy as we can experience today with road. And starting from technical to operation to ticketing, this is really the political goal we want to achieve, to give also a better choice and a greener possibility to our citizen union. Have also a good hope because we have witnessed that with the opening of the freight market, the market share has increased, and this trend is also what has just started for passenger with a slight increase. So we hope that this trend will continue, and in the next years the share also for passenger, not only national but also cross-border, will increase hopefully dramatically as the Green Deal would like to happen. But what are we doing concretely from the Commission side? Well, I can tell you we are working very hard. We are a small team passionate about railways, and what we did this year, you also may have heard about this, we had a revision package of the TSIs. It was entered into force in September, so only less than 2 months ago, and it had two main objectives. One was to improve the rail freight, and a second main objective was digitalization, which is the topic of today. So we are trying to put in our legislation legal basis to trigger digitalization and to do that in a harmonized way. So what we are trying to avoid is that each and every company go its own way, and then that we will have to, at the second stage, once digitalization is developed, that we had to make it working together, as we saw before, from a patchwork to a harmonized way. So we try to put in our legal basis the basic, the fundament of a harmonized digitalization of the railways. And of course, if we speak about digitalization of railway, our main piece of legislation is the control, command and signaling, TSI, where we have introduced the modularity. We have also introduced the readiness for automatic train operation, and for the future railway mobile communication system that is going to replace the outdated GSMR. We have also optimized some aspect like the braking curves, and we are putting the blocks of future development of ETCS, like level 2 with moving blocks and train integrity solution. Another important part of the digitalization of our processes lies in other two TSIs, mainly, which is operation and telematics. So we also want to digitalize the operations and support the digitalization of rail operations in both side from the infrastructure manager and railway undertaking, so that all that exchange of information can happen in a digitalized form. And hopefully this will pave the way really to full digital and integrated operation at the union level. And on the technical side, we are also working on the digitalization of automatic couplers. We have several research projects, very busy in defining the details of the technical solutions and the operation that goes with those, but we really believe this will be a fundamental part for increase the modal share, and also to make the train driver worker more attractive. And that will also be a key enabler for automation and digitalization of rail freight. That is an essential element if we want to improve our modal share, and also our that we will be hopefully the first choice, the best choice in the future for anybody who wants to transfer a good from A to B. Where do we stand? So we have quite good and significant process. The European DAC delivery program is very busy plan this both technical and management aspect, because the very challenging part will be the migration, how to coordinate this migration, and also the deployment costs, how to make sure that we have the good financing scheme to guarantee this migration. On the new future new and radio future mobile communication system. This is also a precondition for further digitalization of the railways. and to ensure a modern and secure and stable solution for communication at high capacity and in a more efficient way. So we have started the introduction of this in the TSI 2023. However, as for DAC, the technical specifications are not ready yet. So in both cases, we are planning to introduce those two items as soon as they will be available to have the legal basis for full deployment at EU level. The 2023 package did not include telematics, so this is the aspect we are busy now working on, and if you follow it, we have a lot of experts group to really streamline what will be the next TSI on telematics. We want to have a business-to-business digital system ready for data sharing and ready to support capacity management, management of freight wagons and shipment, and also distribution of rail passenger service. We want to strengthen the governance from the ERA side as a system authority. We want also clear, reasonable but not too long deadline for enforcement, so to have a rather a quick deployment that we need, again, if we want to attract more passenger and goods. And the ERA ontology, which is already part of the deliverable of the 2023 TSI package, will be the first building block of the European mobility data space. A specific aspect on servicing and ticketing. We want to extend the scope to cross-border and domestic services. We want to ensure consistency between traffic management information and real-time passenger information. We want timetable and first data sharing through NAP. We want specification for static and yield management fare, and we want harmonized of minimum connecting times between passenger and rail services. So you see, we want to achieve a lot. We have a very high expectation, but we are convinced that the sector is ready and that we can meet those targets together. And looking even a bit more beyond, we are also working on Hyperloop, which is a new technology that has the potential to provide very high-speed transport over long distances. We are still in research area, but the EU is supporting these investigations, and we are assessing the potential for Hyperloop technology in Europe, and we also are putting some primarily work on the possibility for an EU regulatory framework on
Alicia,
this
sorry to interrupt you.
area.
Do you mind speeding up a
And
little bit the
last but not
conclusion?
least,
Sorry, but
another building block
thank you.
of the future efficient and digital rail environment. We are working on the revision of a new legal framework for the certification of train driver, the revision of the train driver directive. We are doing it because it's outdated, it's from 2007, and of course does not consider the progress that has been done since then, but in particular all the digitalization of train driver certification and driver training needs to be also included and acknowledged. We have heard about the
Alice, sorry to interrupt you. Could you just a little bit speeding up it?
yeah, I'm at my
Thank
last
you.
slide. I just wanted
We have some
before
schedule to
thanking you,
respect. Oh, great.
before thanking you, I wanted just to mention that
Thank you.
today there is a publication in the official journal of the European Commission of all the standards that were delivered following the mandate from the Commission issued in the 2020 2023, earlier this year. So if you're curious, you can go and have a look at those. And those are all the new harmonized standards that, thanks to your work, will support the EU legal framework with presumption of conformity to the essential requirement. So I would like to thank you for your work. Thanks for listening to me, and I look forward to still continue working together in the future.
Thank you. Thank you, Alicia. Thank you very much.